What if the universe is not a place of darkness, but an ocean of airs lighted in every direction? What if the human race perceived the true colors of all flowers or even a leaf only in the daylight, yet failed to recognize the color of the universe surrounding the sun in the very same daylight was also the true color of the universe? What if the world you inhabit is really an environment where airs of darkness exist within? What if this world is a place of darkness where lies and deceit are the natural essence within every element of dark soil and dark air? What if another race of beings existed inside this world before the human species arrived? What if the human design is the offspring of another race that created humans in test tubes from laboratories deep below the surface? What if the human design was created as a two-coil structure of DNA to exist on the surface? What if the first strand of DNA comes from the creators of the human race, and the second strand of DNA comes from an organism that filters the soils daily? What if the human design consumes that which is designed from the dark soils, such as fruit and vegetables, and the human beings also consume animals that form their bodies from the herbs and blades of grass, rooted from within the dark soils? What if the human race was like all species, as birds in the airs, as fish in the seas, and animals on the lands? What if all species within this world had dark black retinas in their eyes for a reason? What if this world is a place for darker spirits to exist, and their nature is one of conflict? What if this world itself is a recycle environment, where everything within is recycled to form the new, and humans are not the top of the food chain? What if the race that created human beings pretended to be gods to humans since the beginning? What if that race is a real group of 7 beings that are coincidentally identified in every religion throughout the world? What if these same beings playing gods were really the devils in disguise, guiding humans into wars since the beginning of time? What if this race of beings kept their secret locations safe from humanity since the very beginning? What if the human race and the beings playing gods are trapped together in a world designed to imprison all from escaping by means of gravity below the surface and high above in the air? What if the race playing gods from the beginning had the technology to perform wonders in the sky since the beginning? What if this race playing gods with humanity also created other beings to monitor and communicate with humans on their behalf? What if this secret race, playing gods with humanity, desired to control all of the human species? What departments would they infiltrate first? What if this secret race appointed the most evil-natured humans to rule other humans on their behalf? What if the fairy tale was real all along, about a devil wanting to keep your soul and the souls of the people that you love the most? What if the race below the surface needed souls to animate human bodies and to remain as unknowing servants of those who are playing gods with humanity? What if there is a binary sun that appears every few thousand years to remove some of the trapped humans from the evils committed within the dark airs of this world? What if the race below the surface could predict the seasons, as well as these automated rotations of the binary sun? What if these rulers of humanity knew of the upcoming event in advance and began guiding humans into an information and technology age before the two suns aligned? What if they provided technology to humans on the surface, but kept the power to override their controls, maintained by those deep below the surface? What if the other race, whom were designed to monitor the human race, were able to camouflage their craft in the skies using clouds as a blanket to veil their presence in the day, while also hovering quietly in the darkness of night? What if the race deep below the surface also assisted the human species in the development of weaponry and communications as their own seeds of destruction to be used against the human species when the two suns align? What if these seeds of destruction included technology to manipulate weather above the surface safely from below, to execute events that would cause nuclear contamination of the airs and contamination of the seas with oil eruptions? What if the earliest human ancestors left information speaking of a crossing over in the near future, where many would disappear into a beautiful world without wars, corruptions, and evils? What if those very same ancestors also disappeared into thin air and entered a world where whatever they imagined became instantly? What if all religions, all governments, and all media were designed to maintain deceit over the masses? What if the Christians were unaware that the being they call the Lord is not the being who was in Jerusalem, but the surprise is coming? What if the final days of human activity were now upon everyone, and the species below the surface were using technology to create events that would disillusion the faithful to desire remaining within the world?
I think nighttime would be lovely, but... Is that UFO? It's amazing.
Holy shit!
Oh, is that cool? You can almost hardly look at it.
We've seen them in Mississippi like this, but never like never like.
Now is sparking intense debate on the internet. Trace Gallagher following this live from our West Coast News. So the question is, what was that UFO? What was it doing over Jerusalem? And, you know, is he back?
What if all followers of Judaism were deceived, and the man incorrectly called Jesus was not about peace and love, but every word in their own Bible showed a rebel who fought the evils of authorities in the establishment? What if the man incorrectly promoted as Jesus was real and was not about coexisting with the human race, but causing division? What if the man today incorrectly identified as Jesus did return and did make an announcement about division? What if the prediction of an announcement made by a religious man named Harold Camping was correct, but the date was wrong? And what if the prediction by the very same man named Harold Camping about an event in the immediate future was also correct, but is once again wrong about the date? What if Harold Camping was chosen for a purpose he will not understand as a human? And what if the message of division was held off until 2 days after due to the propaganda with the media, and to avoid being part of a competition of false opportunists? What if the spirit incorrectly called Jesus is actually back and has no interest in showing love for humanity, but condemnation? What if the day of division is coming immediately, and you missed the chance to escape the dark errors of a world filled with wars, injustices, sadness, conflict, and evil because you didn't believe it? What if the day of division passed by, and you and your loved ones missed a chance to enter a world filled without death, where instant creations of the imagination exist, just because you didn't desire to know about it? What if all of the wars and all of the natural disasters and all of the pains, miseries, and sorrows within this world are for real, and the end days for this chapter of the human race are coming immediately? Are these events all just a bad dream? Will you choose to ignore the signs and continue to try and make a heaven out of hell? Will you remain under the dark spell of hell? Then ask yourself, are these events really occurring? Will you choose to recognize the signs and prepare to leave a world of hell for one of heaven? Will you let your spirit awaken to be taken? Either way, your decision will be your destiny. Human life is scheduled to perish. A religious man named Harold Camping is accurate with the 2 events he predicted, but he is inaccurate about the dates. But know now, division has begun already. The events have been unfolding before your eyes, but once again, this is being ignored before an evil generation that denies the signs. Let the arrogant and ignorant remain deceivers in darkness, and let the suffering and the oppressed become believers to enter the light. The second sun coming is what divides the soul from the soil. Half of you will remain and half will be taken. Those who remain will face the consequences and receive their condolences. There is no welcome mat for the violent in a world of beauty and instantaneous creation. This is their world. Those who are taken will receive the gift of whatever is imagined instantly. The fairy tale was never a fairy tale. Judgment has already been rendered. Execution of division is next. Laugh now, weep later.